We are about 3 hours away from President Trump's second State of the Union address. The president will address the country at a time that another government shutdown could be just days away.
So what can the president say in his speech tonight that might change the current stalemate in Washington? Rick Albin here with a look ahead.
I think the short answer is perhaps not much. We already know that the battle lines are pretty well drawn, and it's going to be hard for him to change the minds of Democrats opposed to his proposed border wall. As we say, the sides are pretty much split up. The president can make his point to the American people, but it seems unlikely that he can move the needle with the Democratic House and Senate members to make his campaign promised wall a reality. So what else can the president talk about? Well, from his perspective, there's quite a bit. I want to talk about the economy, low unemployment, the military, and oh yes, back to immigration, which is all wrapped up with the border wall. With the February 15th funding deadline looming, will the president threaten to invoke a state of emergency if he doesn't get funding for building some type of structure along parts of the nation's southern border? And if he does, what kind of a reaction would that bring from members in the chamber? We're told that in addition to all of that, the president will make a call for unity. Given the tumultuous relationship the president has had with the House and Senate in his first 2 years, that may be a tough sell too. So that's part of what we're looking for tonight.
So these speeches are historically the president's opportunity to speak directly to the American people. That's the thing, and try to get their buy-in. With the current environment, is the president going to be able to change any minds out there right now? Very divisive.
I tend to look at these like I look at presidential debates. If you go into a debate and you're a fan of one or the other candidates, you're probably going to come out of that debate and like him. So if you go into this tonight and you're a fan of President Trump, you probably will like what he has to say. If you're predisposed not to like him, it seems unlikely you're going to like what he has to say. I don't know if you change a lot of minds tonight, but I'm also looking to see if there are any surprises, because that's always a possibility.
Absolutely. All right, Rick, thank you. The President's State of the Union address will begin at 9 o'clock tonight. You can watch that live right here on Wood TV or over at woodtv.com. And Rick will be back on air tonight for us at 11 o'clock to break it down once the address wraps up.